Today marks 467 days Charles to learn and continue to learn with you. I hope these insights will inspire you, support your dreams, help achieve your goals, really empower you to become the person that you want to become. Today is the last day of the series of letters. 7 words that start with a certain letter. And today is the last letter, is Z. Z is a unique letter. And there's a lot of words that in those 7 words will be very unique. But I think that's a beautiful day today. Today is the day, last day, but at the same time, understanding that sometimes, sometimes on the last day, we need to really expose ourselves to different things that we never expose ourselves to. I think that sometimes we forget to be curious. Sometimes we forget to really expand our horizons. Because we get comfortable with the things that we already know, I think sometimes we lose the capacity to learn. And I think that those 7 words will allow to look for more attractive things, look for something that you never been exposed to. And those 7 words, I think that will be a great way to really finish the series of all alphabets and 7 words from the letter of the alphabet. So today is letter Z, and let's get started. So number one is zeal. And I think that is very beautiful word because, to be honest, I never used that word, but I think that sometimes, again, as I said, it's very important to really expose ourselves to different kind of words, and that's the zeal. And this is passionate enthusiasm. And again, this is a beautiful word. When I think about enthusiasm, it's one of the important things because there's even a coach that says that what is success? Success is moving from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm. And again, zeal is passion, enthusiasm. That's exactly what we need. We need zeal no matter what. We're going through a tough day, we're going through a good day, we're going through our adversity, are we going through the best days on our lives. We need to have that zeal, that energy for a purpose. Because it's very, very hard truly to be a leader, to achieve the best version of you if you do not have energy. Because I always say that the most important resource in life, the most important resource is energy. If you have all the money in the universe and if you have all the time in the universe, but you do not have zeal, you do not have energy, you don't have enthusiasm, it's very hard to pursue anything in life. So zeal is extremely important because it allows us to magnetize success and really be persistent in in really pursuing that best version of ourselves. Number two is Zen. And this is a state of calm, mindfulness, and presence. I think it's a beautiful word because I think that when you have that Zen in yourself, then you understand that it doesn't matter if you have a lot of troubles, it doesn't matter if you have a lot of adversity, it doesn't matter if you have all the things going on in your life. What matters is that you have that Zen in you, that calm mindfulness. When you're able to really relax, you're able to be calm, you're able to be grounded, and that Zen is in that. Zen is in that ability to really be grounded, find yourself in that peace. Because the older I get, the more that inner peace becomes more and more important. Is when I think about success, true success is having ability to have that inner peace. Because I think that so many successful people outside who have achieved tremendous success, but they are losing inside because they do not have that zen, and they constantly are anxious, disappointed, losing their expectations or whatever it is. I think that Zen is so important because when you have Zen, even though maybe you will achieve less external success, but you will be able to have that internal success. And I think at the end of the day, I think that at the end of our life, we'll be more happy about our inner success rather than outside success. Number three is zest. I think that zest is very beautiful. Is that lively excitement and appetite for life. That's a beautiful way of saying it. Because I think that when you have this curiosity, that you have playfulness, I think that be able to really transform any regular thing, any comfortable regular thing that you have done maybe in the past and become mundane, you're able to start using mundane things for adventure. It's like how I could really make this that mundane thing the game. Because I think the beautiful thing when you're able to really start using game and playfulness in every aspect of your life. And it's scientifically proven that playfulness and game in your life really expands your brain, it makes you more curious and really increases appetite for life because you attract more joy into your life. So zest is such a beautiful word because we need that playfulness, because when we want to become the best version of ourselves, we want to have that curiosity and capacity to move to that better tomorrow. Number four, and this is probably at the moment is the easiest to understand, is zero in. To focus intently on specific goal or on task. I think sometimes we need to really have a lot of things going on just to understand what we need to do. But when we really review a lot of things, that moment we need to zero in on that task, zero in on that goal, zero in on that vision, and really say no to everything. I think that's so many times people lose because we do not zero in. We do not focus on one thing because, as I said, if you have 10 tasks that you allocate your energy to, that means it will be most likely will stay in one place because the energy is given a little bit that direction, a little bit that direction, a little bit that direction, and you're not going anywhere. But if you really zero in and you give all energy to one thing, you will see massive progress to that one thing. You will move the needle forward. And that's something that's all we need. That's all we need because without seeing any progress, it's hard to persevere. So we need to progress, we need to measure. But when you zero in on one thing, it's much easier to see some kind of some kind of improvement. And that's why we need to really focus because focus is true power. I think that so many people get distracted, and I think that it's very easy to distracted, and only the best of us are able to really zero in the most important things. Number five is Zephyr, and this is as a gentle breeze, symbolizing ease and flow. I think that sometimes we make our life too serious. Again, this is probably part of playfulness and zest and being able to be playful and gameful. And I think, um, and then we need to understand that growth doesn't come always just from suffering. You know, there's a lot of growth in the suffering and pain and being able to learn from it. But sometimes it's the best progress when we move with grace and flow and ease. And it's like, what? Sometimes because it's so comfortable and easy and enjoyable, but sometimes you could think that maybe that's where we're not growing and we feel that something is missing. No, sometimes we need to really say that, okay, this is my growth, is I truly enjoy that, and this is exactly what I need to do. So we need to seek hard work, but sometimes we need to seek something that really allows us to grow. And sometimes things that goes with the breeze, with ease, with simplicity is the most important things that we need to do right now to become the best version of ourselves. To build some wins underneath our belt because we need to elevate our energy, and sometimes focusing on ease is very important. Number six is very beautiful word is zenith. Zenith. And that is like the highest point, the peak achievement. And I think that is beautiful thing that vision, I think in general, is that zenith. Because I always say that it's when you have a vision, is that vision is to get on the top of the mountain. That's the zenith of the mountain. And the top of the mountain is that you're able to go into the mountain 300 degrees. So that means that what ways you can go to zenith. And that is means you can really have that zenith in every single area. Personal zenith could be in health, in the finances, in relationships. And I think that we need to define what that zenith means of that mountain in your health, in your relationships, in your finances. Because when you have that aspiration, I think that's much easier to climb to that zenith. Now, of course, I love the other analogy when you achieve that zenith of that mountain, what we be able to see that there's another mountain another zenith that you're able to pursue, and that's a beautiful thing because somebody says it's like you're not supposed to be zenith, not supposed to be end in our life. So that's where there is no end. You move to that destination, to that zenith, but from that zenith, you will be able to see there's another zenith that you're able to pursue and go through the progress. The last one, number seven, is zoom. And zoom in, zoom out. And this is again move swiftly with a purpose or zoom in, zoom out. It means that you're able to really say that as if it's in front of me or maybe far away. And that's zoom in, zoom out is all about perspective. Sometimes being able to see the bigger picture is that zooming out of your current station and being able to see. And this partly is having that better perspective, being on the mountain. And some days when you zoom in, you are on the path. When you zoom out, you're able to see the bigger picture of the vast, massive mountain. But at the same time, I think zoom that is second, be just moving quickly with a purpose, move swiftly with a purpose. And I think that we need to really, when we zoom in, zoom out, and really zoom, be able to really take boldness and focused action. And that's probably the most important part. When we're able to really zoom out and really, when you know the bigger picture and then zoom in on the details, then I think that we're able to be really much more focused and take bold action with it because we know exactly that's what we're supposed to do. Because sometimes we get lost in the details, sometimes we get the big picture, but when you combine zooming in and zooming out both together, that's where true success lies. So I hope that you reflect and find that interesting letter to really improve our lives. Um, so and just to finalize, so the essence is zeal ignites you, zen centers you, zest and livens you, zero in focus you, zephyr balances you, zenith inspires you, and zoom propels you. So all those seven words are beautiful words to reflect. As I said, something today is about more unique. That is expose yourself to different words, and I think that's a beautiful thing that we're able to learn a language and expose in different words to really think differently. Be curious, and I think that's the most important lesson of today's lesson. Be curious and expand and expose yourself to different things. So I hope you choose to win, and see you tomorrow.